Okay, let's dive into this. We're talking about those little devices you see on ceilings everywhere. You know the ones. They're supposed to be our first line of defense against a fire. They just sit there, silently, day after day. But that brings up a really important question that most of us probably never even think to ask.
Right? You see this thing every single day. Maybe there's a little blinking light. But how do you really know that if the worst happens, it's actually going to do its job? And here's something you might not realize. You know that little test button on it? Pushing that usually just checks if the battery and the buzzer are working. It doesn't actually test the smoke sensor itself. So how do the pros make sure it's truly ready to go?
Well, that's where this comes in. There's an entire industry that's built specialized tools for just one purpose: to make absolutely sure our silent guardians are wide awake and ready to scream when needed. At its heart, a professional testing kit is a pretty simple but totally brilliant system. You've got the head, that's the part that does the actual testing, an extendable pole to reach way up to high ceilings without needing a wobbly ladder, and of course, a power source. It's all about having a safe, fast way to get right up to the detector and give it a real-world checkup. So, how do you simulate smoke without starting a fire? Well, on one hand, you've got the traditional aerosol cans. It's basically smoke in a can. It works. But on the other hand, you have these modern electronic testers. They use a special cartridge to generate this really clean puff of simulated smoke that doesn't leave any residue behind. It's just a cleaner, more precise, and frankly, a more elegant way of doing the same thing. And it's not just about smoke. The tools have gotten super specialized for all the different kinds of detectors out there. You've got your dedicated smoke testers. Brands like Solo or Testifier are really common. Then you have heat testers that shoot a very focused, precise beam of heat. And of course, some of the most advanced tools can actually do it all in one device. And this is where it gets really efficient. See, a lot of modern detectors aren't just looking for one thing. They're pretty complex. So a multi-sensor tester, like the Testifier XTR2, can generate smoke and heat and even carbon monoxide. It lets a technician test every single function of a really sophisticated detector all in one go. It's a total game changer. So who are the big players making these tools? Well, you've got specialists in the field like detector testers. They're the ones behind the popular Solo and Testifier lines. But you also see huge industrial giants like Honeywell, Siemens, and Bosch in the mix. When you see names like that, you know just how critical this equipment is for building safety. Okay, so we've got the tools, but how do they actually work? What's the science behind convincing a detector that there's a fire when there obviously isn't one? The whole principle is something called functional simulation. You're not just pushing a button to see if a light turns on. No, you are creating a tiny, perfectly controlled, and completely safe fake fire right there at the detector. You're giving it specific sensor, whether it's looking for smoke particles or a rapid change in heat, the exact thing it was built to find. For a smoke detector, the whole process is really, really simple. First, the tester releases those artificial smoke particles. They get drawn into the detector's little sensing chamber inside. Once enough particles build up to cross the alarm threshold, bam, the circuit triggers and you hear that alarm go off. This proves, without a doubt, that the sensor is working just like it's supposed to. And what about heat detectors? Well, it's pretty much the same idea, just a different stimulus. Instead of fake smoke, the tester shoots a very precise and controlled beam of heat right at the sensor. This causes a super fast rise in temperature that perfectly mimics real fire conditions, and that triggers the alarm. It's quick, it's effective, and it's totally safe for the device itself. Okay, so we get the technology, it's pretty cool, but where does this all actually happen? I mean, where are these kits being used every single day to keep people like you and me safe? The short answer? Everywhere. Seriously. From huge industrial factories and high-tech hospitals to your local office building and even residential apartment complexes. Technicians are using these kits in places with gigantic, high-ceilinged atriums, all the way down to tiny little utility rooms. Basically, if a place has a fire alarm system, it needs this kind of functional testing. Period. And this isn't just a good idea or a best practice, it is often the law. There are major global safety standards like NFPA 72 in North America or BS 5839 over in the UK that actually mandate this kind of functional testing. So compliance isn't optional. It's a non-negotiable part of keeping a building's safety systems up to code. And this is where modern tech makes everything so much easier. A lot of the newer testers connect with Bluetooth to an app on a technician's phone, so it automatically logs which detector was tested, exactly when, and whether it passed or failed. This creates an instant digital report, which is bulletproof evidence that the building is compliant with all those safety standards. So, after all of this, the tools, the science, the regulations, what's the big takeaway here? Why is this whole process so fundamentally important?
Look, here's the bottom line. An untested detector is just a piece of plastic on the ceiling. It's a passive object, just sitting there. But a tested detector, now that's an active guardian. That test is what confirms it's ready and waiting to protect lives, to save property, and to give everyone in that building genuine peace of mind.
You can think about it this way. The alarm itself is just a noise. It's the functional test that actually gives it a voice that's ready to shout a warning when it matters most, which really leaves us with one simple but pretty vital question. Is your detector's voice being heard?